friends, welcome back to my channel. ERIKATESLA here. If you are new, thank you so much for deciding to click on this video, and if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. It's good to have you here. Today I wanted to talk to you about the brand new Nomad Cosmetics Fuji 5 Lakes palette. This is their newest release. This is coming out on, I believe, August 20th. I will put the launch information in the description box. I did receive this palette in PR, and if you are familiar with the brand at all, Nomad likes to tease their locations a few days or even a few weeks before they announce what the theme of their palettes will be. And if you're not familiar with Nomad, they are a brand that focuses on destinations, hence the name Nomad, which makes total sense, right? So I was really excited to see that this was the destination, and it was really funny because they had a really cute sneak peek where you could kind of see like a little bit of this artwork on the palette. And then I got an email from American Airlines about tickets to Japan and visiting Japan as one of their destinations, and I looked at the images that they used in the email and I was thinking, so I actually messaged the folks at Nomad. I just sent them a DM and I was like, I think I know where you guys are going. And this was before they shared the launch, and so it was kind of a little funny joke that we had where American Airlines, if you guys get the emails from them, kind of spoiled this launch a little bit, but not anything obviously that so many people knew that this was the next palette location. So anyway, that was just an aside. I thought it was kind of a funny story. Let's take a look inside of this palette, guys, because it is absolutely gorgeous. This is a beautiful 15 pan palette, and you can see you have a variety of mattes and shimmers, and I really like the Nomad Cosmetics matte formula. I love their shimmers, but there's something about the matte formula for me that is just really buttery. It works really well for my eyelid texture, and you can really build the shades up. I think that they do a really beautiful job with the formulas, and in this case I really love how they curated the color story. I think this is a really fun and interesting take on an autumnal color story. So as you can see, you have these red shades, and we actually have some Japanese maples in our yard, so I was really happy to see these red colors. And then you have some really beautiful blues that are very reminiscent of the oceans, the lakes, the water in the area. Oh gosh. You have these beautiful blue shades that are obviously reminiscent of the lakes and the ocean surrounding Japan, which I think they use some really beautiful tones of blue. These are very, in my opinion, nuanced. They could have probably gone with a primary blue, but they didn't do that. So you have kind of more of these like teal and aqua colors. I love this shade Mount Fuji, which is what I used in the crease here. When I saw this palette, I was really drawn to this red matte shade Momiji and the shade Mount Fuji, which is, you know, this beautiful icy color. And of course Diamond Fuji is really stunning. And then of course you have these really pretty shades of yellow and almost like a chartreuse. This shade Koyo is looking like yellow, but it's got like these hints of green, almost like a chartreuse kind of shade. I love these kinds of mustardy yellow shades. So it's overall like a really interesting color story. So one of the things I really want to focus on with you guys is just, I want to show you this artwork here on the palette. Out of all of the Nomad palettes that I've personally experienced this past year, this one has the most beautiful artwork on the cover. They do something a little bit different with each one, but I have to say this really stands out to me. The artwork is raised. It feels like you're touching an oil painting, and it's just incredibly detailed. It's a really beautiful artwork. Like honestly, like even after I hit pan on any of these shades, like this is probably never going to leave my collection. I actually gasped when I looked at the packaging itself. Initially, I thought maybe it was some kind of like stitch work or something like that, but no, it looks like an oil painting, and the colors are just really absolutely stunning. And so as you also may know, Nomad does support a cause for each destination, and so this one, the organization they're supporting with this palette is the More Trees Conservation Association. So I really love that there is a focus on supporting the local environment, then highlighting different organizations that are local to the area. As far as the launch details of this palette, I'm looking at my phone while I'll tell you guys this, and I'm looking on Instagram. This information is on their IG because the palette I don't think is posted to the website as of the time I'm filming this video. But this is not limited edition, which I think is really nice. Nomad tends to keep their palettes around for at least a year or so, or at least until the stock runs out, but they don't they don't do the whole like, oh, you have to get this, like, and if it sells out, like, it's gone. And I really like that they give their supporters and customers a chance to purchase the palette. And I am a really big fan of the price point. This palette retails for $44, which I think is a really great value for 15 shades. You know, a lot of the mainstream brands, like a 15 pan palette is going to run you at least $50, maybe $60, or if not more. I think for the quality that you're getting in this palette, that is a great price point. I do have a code with Nomad, Erika, for 10% off. You don't have to use my code, but make sure that when you are checking out that you use a code of some sort, just to save a little bit of money if you decide to pick this up. I want to get into showing you guys how I did the look. So I'm gonna like scooch over to the side, and I'm gonna pop up the tutorial on the side, which is how I have been doing the last couple of videos. I just talk through the looks that I did. I started out with the shade Momiji, which is Oxblood shade, and then I went in with Burning Bush, which is a brighter red. It's almost got like a little tinge of orange to it, like it's a warm red. And then I went in with this shade Mount Fuji in the crease, and I did add shimmers. I added 2 shimmers. I used Fiery Maple and Diamond Fuji, again in the crease, just to get a little bit of shine. And then I did liner and lashes, and I went in with my trusty Viseart Line On Stay On eye pencil in jet black. I love this liner, guys. It's super duper creamy, and I just love to use this in the waterline. It really stays on, and I just had so much fun with this look. I'm really looking forward to doing some more looks. I will probably post more looks in shorts. I tend to get more visibility with the looks in short form content. So let me know what colors you guys would like to see, because I will post some more looks to shorts with this palette. Like, I'm really looking to get into this color right here. This is Koyo, and I apologize if I'm not pronouncing the names properly, but these shades are absolutely stunning. And speaking of the shades, I'm gonna move myself back to the center for a second, and I'm going to pop up some of the swatches for you guys of this palette. So this palette does include 15 shades. You have 9 mattes and 6 shimmers inspired by the fall foliage at Mount Fuji and its surrounding lakes. And I do want to share with you guys, I was so fortunate to be able to have traveled to Japan with my family earlier this year in the late spring. So we went at the end of May into early June to Japan. My husband had a conference there, and you guys, whenever he has a conference and it's somewhere cool, I kind of just volunteer myself to join him. You know, I feel like, you know, why not assist him in that endeavor? So the kids and I did go to Japan with my husband for his conference, and we had a really wonderful time. We had the opportunity to visit Tokyo, and we have a really good friend who lives there that took us around, and he actually took us to see Mount Fuji, which is, I think he drove us, he was so sweet. We drove like maybe like 2 hours outside of Tokyo, and I think most of that time was just like getting through the traffic to get out of the city. And then we made it to I think it's Chirito Pagoda. I might be pronouncing that or mispronouncing that, and I do apologize, but we did go to a lookout point, and the clouds were being a little bit uncooperative with us that day. However, it still did not take away from the fact that it was just a really beautiful day. It was a beautiful area, and we had these amazing, what do you call them? The souffle pancakes. They were so good, guys. Like, they look huge, but they taste like really, really good. Like, they're so yummy. Because they're not super heavy, I was able to justify eating like more things. Like, that was one of the things we did in Japan, was eat so much food. So again, we went to Tokyo, got to see Mount Fuji. We took the Shinkansen train to Kyoto. We spent a few days in Kyoto. We did a trip to Osaka and saw Osaka Castle. Like, I feel so lucky because we got to see a lot in the short time that we were there. I really would love to go back and see Hiroshima to pay my respects, and to also see some of the other areas in Japan and around the islands there. It was just an incredible place. It was one of the cleanest places that I've ever been. And also, I'm really obsessed with the toilets there. I don't know how to explain this without sounding really crass, but like, the toilets are incredible, guys. So I think my dream in life is that if we ever update our bathroom, I need a Japanese toilet, like with all the buttons, all the features, all the things. Like, the kids and I were just like enamored with the toilets, and I know it sounds really silly, but it was true. They're incredible. And the toilets, to keep not to keep going back to that, but like, they're so cute because like, there's a little sound button in the public restroom, so that if you want to try to conceal some of the things that you have going on, there's like nature sounds that you can play, and you can leave that area feeling very fresh. I will just say that. The next thing I really loved about Japan was the 7-Eleven. There were 7-Elevens everywhere, and there were other little stores like 7-Elevens, like similar franchises, or just almost on every corner that we went to in the cities. At least we had like breakfast almost every morning from 7-Eleven. Like, the food selection was incredible. It was nothing like what I'm used to. I don't know. I think the closest thing we might have in the US is like the ABC stores in Hawaii, or the 7-Elevens like in Hawaii that have more of an Asian influence, because where I live in Maryland, like, the 7-Eleven is not really a place that you can go and like get the best options. Like, if you need like some water or some snacks, fine, but these are like next level. Like, there was a smoothie maker in the 7-Eleven that was just like incredible. So anyway, I'm talking about Japan, but back to the palette, guys. I think this palette is so beautiful. I feel like Nomad has really continued to level up with each release this year. I have to say that of the palettes they've come out with, this is up there with New Zealand Stargazing for me. I have really enjoyed their other releases, but this is like in the top two. Like, those two are contending for like my top spot. Like, if I do a rankings video this year, like, I think New Zealand Stargazing is going to definitely be up there. And I think the more that I use this, that this one is going to be able to compete. It's just a really gorgeous color story. I'm really impressed with it. I'm really grateful to Nomad as well for sharing this one with me. I am so grateful they put me on their PR list this year. They are just such an incredible brand to work with. And so I know sometimes it feels really salesy when you're hearing content creators talk about, oh, it's just like the greatest thing ever. But seriously, guys, like, this palette, really beautiful. Their Nomad Air collection that they came out with was good, but I'm really glad that they came back with some colors for us. The Florida Keys palette that they released, I really do like that one for the summer, but like, this fall color story is just kind of like really, I don't know, this is just really doing something for me. I just kind of love these types of shades, like these kind of burgundy, oxblood shades and these kind of chartreuse shades for fall, like for me, those are colors that I just really, really connect to, and this like deep teal color. It's a beautiful palette, and I think for $44, it's definitely worth considering, you guys. But there is no rush. Again, this is not limited edition, so please take your time. Please don't ever feel like you have to have like the newest, latest, greatest thing. I think you know, there's so much new makeup that's coming out, it can get a little bit overwhelming. So I would say go for this if this is something that you connect to, that you feel like really excited and interested by. And I really do. I really feel connected to it. I feel very fortunate that I kind of have like a place to attach to this palette as well. So if Japan is someplace that you've ever thought of going, like, it's kind of nice to feel like you have a little bit of it in your vanity. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this palette. Let me know what you think of this look. I know this is kind of like a little bit more avant-garde, if you will, but I just really felt drawn to the reds and this like pale icy blue in the palette, like in the crease color. Like, I think it's really, really fun. I would love to know what your thoughts are, guys. And just, you know, I always appreciate your feedback and your thoughts, and I would love to know if there are any other looks that you would be interested in seeing me try out with this palette in particular. So with that being said, guys, thank you for hanging out with me today for this kind of like quick overview of the palette. And again, let me know your thoughts. Please take a minute to like this video. Please leave me a comment. I love hearing from you guys and having conversations with you in the comments. And if you are not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you join my little corner of the internet where we chat about makeup. As I like to say, we keep it chill over here and just, you know, like to keep the good vibes going. And I want to just say thank you so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me. I hope you're having a really good day. Please, please, please take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.